So, tell me about yourself. Hi, my name is Davis Wynn. You can just call me Davis. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, so the state of Georgia, not the country. My major is economics, and I want to become a management consultant. No, don't do that.
No! God, please, no! No!
In this video, I'm going to walk you through how to answer the question, tell me about yourself. In order for us to understand how we can best answer the question, tell me about yourself, we need to understand, why do firms even ask this question? Like, is it even helpful for the interview process? The short answer is yes, it's actually quite helpful. And there's two reasons why interviewers ask you this question. The first is that they want to assess your cultural fit. Do you have the values that actually align with what the firm is looking for and what the company is looking for? And second, they want to give you an opportunity to stand out from other candidates as well. In particular, the tell me about yourself question isn't about telling me everything in your life. It's about telling me about the key moments, the key values that you hold, and how those values inform the decisions that you made. So for example, what university you went to, what major you chose, what internships you held, and what jobs you took after university. But what most people do is, instead of giving a tailored answer around a value and key experiences and key decisions, they make it a laundry list of everything. They talk about their birthday, where they're from, every little class that they took, experiences they had, things they didn't like about their previous job, but whatever it was, they just make it a laundry list. And this is the quickest way for you to not stand out and for you to seem like you're disorganized. What I want you to do instead, when you encounter the question, tell me about yourself, is to pick a value that resonates with you, that you think, I want the interviewer to remember this value about me. And then the rest of the answer, pick a story or stories that align with it. For example, if the firm values being curious and you choose the value curiosity, then you want to back up your stories with how that curiosity manifests itself in the decisions that you make. But your curiosity pushed you to take classes outside your major. Or did your first work experience, was it in a completely different country or city that you're not used to because you wanted to know what it was like to live and be in a different place? And the good news is that there's a really easy way for you to be able to structure your answers around a value that I'm going to share with you. The framework is called A-STARE. Let's go through what this actually means. A-STARE, each of the letters you notice is capitalized because it stands for something. The A stands for answer. This is the value that you want to highlight. And if you're not sure what value you want to highlight, I highly recommend you do this one tip, which is go to Google. Before your interview, type in the name of the firm you're applying to and the word value. And this will take you to their page of what their company values are. And when you can align one of your values with theirs, you're going to stand out a lot more. So this is something I like to do before my interviews, and I recommend other people do the same as well. So let's say that you have a value, and that's going to be your A. Next, the S. The S stands for situation. Here, you want to start your story of how you demonstrate this value with the situation or context. For example, you can pick a project you worked on, a decision you had to make, or a problem you had to solve. Think about what's the context. So not how you solved it yet, but just the context leading up to it. What was the problem? What was the project? Or what was the decision you need to make? And then after you explain the situation, you go into the T, which is the tension. What was the tension? What made it so hard? For example, if you had to make a decision, what made the option so hard? If it's a project, why is this project so hard? Or if it's a problem, why was this a problem to start with? What was the tension behind it? The next letter is A. The A stands for action. What are the actions or action that you took that allowed you to make that decision, solve the problem, or finish that project? R stands for results. What were the results after you took those actions? The E stands for effect, which means what's the effect that this experience had on you that you can bring to the firm later to help them. All right, now that you know the A-STARE framework, let's actually see it in action. When people who know me well and they've worked with me, the trait that they'll tell you that stands out when it comes to working with me is my creative problem solving skills. For example, last year, I served as the president of our university's traditional folk dance group. And during this time, I organized an event that raised over $10,000 for typhoon relief efforts. Last year, there was a typhoon that hit the Philippines that caused about $150 million in damages and countless lives lost. There were a few members in my dance group who were from the Philippines, so the cause felt personal to our group, and we wanted to somehow help with the relief efforts. The problem was that our shows at the time were averaging maybe 10, 12 people, so there was no way we can raise a lot of money. And that's just the nature of it, because our dance group just isn't as popular as, let's say, the hip hop dance group or the a cappella groups on campus. But I still wanted to be able to figure out a way that we could raise this money. And so to combat this, I had our group organize a joint event with 10 other performance groups that included some of the popular ones on campus. So I started reaching out to each performance group's leadership team, and I met with them over a span of a week, promising that I would organize the event, and all they would have to do is come up and perform. In addition, I promised that the audience would come from a mix of people from across campuses. So for example, people who've never been to an a cappella concert or people who've never been to a hip hop show. So they would be exposed to it. I put the event together with 3 weeks, including the marketing and the logistics. The result of it is that we ended up having over 500 people attend the show and sold tickets for $20. So that's how we ended up raising $10,000. In addition to all that, because many people had never been to a traditional folk dance group before and they saw us for the first time, we also grew our own email list. And the following event, we were able to double the size of our attendance and our email list from the previous year. So the effect of this, you can say, is that not only did we raise funds for the relief effort, but also our group and other groups grew their fan base as well. So if I'm lucky enough to get an offer at your firm, I want to be able to bring the same creative problem solving to our clients as well. All right, so that's the ACE-DARE method in action. So I hope you see how powerful this is for being able to answer the question, tell me about yourself. One thing that I want to note that's gonna make this powerful tool useless to you is that if you use it and you memorize it word for word, it's not meant to be memorized. This is where a lot of people who take the ACE-DARE framework mess up, is that they memorize it word for word and they come off nervous, they come off rehearsed, and they come off uninterested. And the interviewer's like, why am I gonna hire this person who's low energy, doesn't seem like they wanna be here, and is so nervous that they have to memorize an answer. So it should come off natural as if you're telling the story for the first time. Now that you know how to better answer the question, tell me about yourself, I'm so excited for your next interview. In fact, I actually want to help you. And if you're getting ready for your consulting interview or even your consulting application, I'd love to help you even more. If you put the name of the firm below and what phase you're at, I'd love to send you some free resources to help you get the results. For example, if you're interviewing with Accenture, you can put Accenture interviewing, and I'll send you some free resources to help you pass your Accenture interviews. And if you're 100% serious about becoming a management consultant, I'd love to help you even more. Here at my consulting offer, we're a team of former McKinsey, Bain, and BCG recruiters, interviewers, and consultants. And all we do is we help people land jobs in management consulting. In fact, we've done this at a 90% success rate, and we've done this for over 800 candidates who are now working in consulting. To find out more about how we can help you, you can book a free call below. So I'll provide a link below, and you can find out more about how we can help. Booking this call could be the one move that puts you closer to landing your consulting offer. But you don't take my word for it. Actually hear from someone who went through our program. In fact, hear from Chenbin, who was worried about his fit interviews, including questions like, tell me about yourself. And after we were finished working with him, he landed an offer at McKinsey. So he walks through his journey in the next video. So I'll put his video somewhere above my head so you can find out about his journey from not knowing how to answer, tell me about yourself, to landing his dream job at McKinsey. And I'm excited to help you land your consulting offer as well. I'll see you in the next video.